Good morning, students. Welcome to Unit 1, Part 2. The title is Python Data Types and Input Output. The contents are for BCA third semester as per the syllabus of IK Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Jalandhar. Today I am going to discuss about keywords. What are the various keywords available in Python? What do you mean by identifier? What are the statements? What do you mean by indentation and variables? First of all, keywords. What are the various keywords available inside Python? First one is AND, its logical operator. We will discuss all these keywords one by one inside our programming classes, as it's used to create alias. Assert, it's for debugging. Break, to break out of a loop. Inside the loop, we can implement break. And class, obviously to define the class in classes and objects content of Python. Continue, to continue the statement, to continue the next iteration of the loop. It's generally used inside your loops. Def is for defining a function. Del, to delete an object. Else, if ELIF, it's similar to else if statement. Then else. Then except, used with the exceptions. What to do when an exception occurs? If the exception occurs inside the program, for example 1 divided by 0 or array out of bound or something else, then except can be used. False, boolean value, result of comparison operators. True and false, two contents are there. One is related to your positive response and second is related to your negative response, or 1 or 0. Finally, this keyword is used inside some blocks. If you have to execute one such block which is required in every situation, then you can use finally keyword. For stands for for loop. From, if you have to import some data or some module only from one particular block or one particular class, then from can be used. Global, to declare a global variable. If, to make a conditional statement. And import, to import a module. We have already implemented some of the keywords in our programming classes, but some of the keywords are still pending. In, it's used to check if the value is present in the list, tuple, etc. We will discuss these contents, that is list, tuple, set, dictionary. These all are the contents of Python data structures. We will discuss in later classes also. Is, to test if the two variables are equal. Lambda, it's a new function in comparison to C, C++, and Java. To create an anonymous function, basically used lambda. None, to represent the null value. Non-local, to declare a non-local variable. We generally use this keyword. Not, it's a logical operator, or it's also a logical operator. We will discuss this part in our operator class. Pass, a null statement, a statement that will do nothing. These are only the titles. We will discuss all these contents inside our programming. so that we can understand these parts easily. At present, you can read only the contents and little bit introduction, not the complete study, but complete understanding can be done with the help of your lab classes. Then return to exit a function and return a value. At the last point, you have to write return if you would like to return some value of the function. True, true is for a positive result, or boolean plus value, or one value. Next one is try. To make a try except statement. Try catch block basically is generally used in Java language. In case of Python, we use try except. Then while, to create a while loop. Do while loop is not there inside your Python. For loop and while loop is there. With used a simplify exception handling, we can use with. Yield, it's similar to your return statement. Next one is identifier. A Python identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, module, or other object. What is the meaning of generally identifier? To identify something. Now here the identifier identify the variable, then function, class, module, or other object. An identifier start with a letter A to Z. Capital alphabets, small alphabets, or underscore followed by 0 or more letters, underscore and digits. You can implement these things to start identifier. Python doesn't allow punctuation character such as at the rate, dollar sign, percentage sign within identifiers. Within identifiers, these things are not required. You can't apply these things basically. It's not the case of requirement, but you can't apply these contents at the rate, dollar sign, percentage sign. Python is case sensitive programming language. Thus manpower and manpower. Here M is capital, here M is small. Both are different keywords, are two different identifiers in the language. Here are some naming conventions for Python identifier. Class name start with an uppercase letter. Generally, we write the class name with uppercase while we are doing programming of class and object. All other identifiers start with lowercase letter. These are the things you have to keep in mind. Starting an identifier with a single leading underscore indicates that the identifier is private. Now public, private, protected, these things can be easily identified in Python by knowing some of the steps. Starting an identifier with a single leading underscore. If the single leading underscore is there, then the identifier is private. Starting an identifier with two leading underscore indicate a strongly private identifier, means with security features. If the identifier also ends two trailing underscore, the identifier is a language defined special name. If in the start of the identifier two underscore are there and ending with two underscore, then it's a language defined special name. You can check also here these contents inside your platform. Till the spider platform starts. I repeat again the contents. The naming conventions are class name start with an uppercase letter. All other identifiers start with lowercase letter. These are the two important points. Starting an identifier with a single leading underscore indicates that the identifier is private. I will discuss these contents inside lab while I take the lecture of class and objects inside Python. Starting an identifier with two leading underscores indicate strongly private identifier. If the identifier also ends with two trailing underscores, the identifier is a language defined special name. Let us check these inside our Spider platform. If I write import math dot this one, check these contents: doc, loader, name, package, spec, like this. These are the contents. This material is basically this thing. This material is basically related to this one. If the identifier also ends with two trailing underscores, the identifier is language defined special name. These two things can be given by user because the identifiers are private and strongly private. But these are the by default identifiers given by Python language. This one is also the important part as far as your programming aspect is concerned: lines and indentation. Lines and indentation means you have to give some space. If you have to create one block after one heading, Python provides no braces to indicate blocks of code for classes and functions, definition or flow control. Block of code are denoted by line indentation, which is rigidly enforced. Let us check this in one of the programs like this. This one is the program. If I am talking in terms of this if block, starting of if statement is there and some lines are there, and lines are separated. Suppose I am writing like this, then execute the program. Look at the error, indentation error, expected an indented block. It means you have to give some space. This space is automatically generated inside this Spider platform. Now execute the program. You can easily execute it, whatever the program may be. It means with the starting concept, you have to give indentation. Where the same content is there, Python provides no braces to indicate block of code for classes and function or flow control. Flow control is if else statement or for loop or anything else. Blocks of code are denoted by line indentation, which is rigidly enforced. You have to apply this. The number of spaces in the indentation is variable, but all the statements within the block must be indented the same amount. For example, this one, if true, print true. If else, print false. However, the following block generates an error. If I write like this, it will generate error. I have already defined inside Spider platform. Now, what is the meaning of variable? You have to keep in mind some of the points while declaring variable. Generally, variable should not be a keyword of Python. Variables are nothing but reserved memory locations to store values. This means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory. Based on the data type of a variable, the interpreter allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. Therefore, by assigning different data types to a variable, you can store integer, decimal, character in these variables. The general point you have to keep in mind that variable should not be a keyword, and what category you have to define. Assigning value to the variables. Python variables don't need explicit declaration to reserve memory space. There is no need to declare in first step like your C and C++. We have to declare the variables and assign some memory to that particular variable. It's automatically there. After then, we have to use those variables inside our program. But in case of Python, there is no need to declare the variables. It's automatically declared when you write or initialize some value. The declaration happens automatically when you assign a value to a variable. The equal sign is used to assign value to the variable. The operand to the left of the operator, equal to operator, is the name of the variable. For example, if I am writing x is equal to 7, it means x is the name of the variable and 7 is the value assigned to that particular value. If I am writing counter is equal to 100 and miles is equal to 1000, dot 0 or decimal 0, name is equal to John, it means it's automatically stored in integer assignment, then floating point, then string. You can check also in programming. Suppose I am writing x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 1.2 and z is equal to Sukhveer. Suppose I am writing like this. You can write print type then x. Here you can write print type then y, print type then z, like this. Now execute the program. It will give us some values. First is integer, second is float, and third is string. It means it automatically stored inside integer, float, and string. Now look at this example, counter 100 and integer statement. You can check that statement. If you print the values, print counter, print miles, print name, then 100, 1000 and John, it will be there. Now the summary of today's class, I have discussed about variables, keywords and indentation. Thanks for attending the lecture.